This video covers chapters 12 and 13 of The Giver, written by Lois Lowry. In chapters 12 and 13, we start to see the effects of Jonas's training on his life. Let's start with a sequence of events for chapter 12. For the first time, Jonas has a dream and does not tell his family. It's against his new rules for him to tell his family about the memories, so he can't talk about his dreams anymore. Jonas's parents complain that baby Gabriel cries during the night. This seems like a small moment, but if it is getting repeated, it must be important. Jonas tries to act normal at school. He rides his bike to work along with Fiona. Fiona is loving her job training at the House of the Old and tells Jonas about it. However, he can't tell Fiona anything about his new job, so their conversation is pretty short. Jonas learns about color from the Giver. I think that in Jonas's world, everything still has color. Scientists just changed human brains so that they cannot see color anymore. That's just my guess, though, after reading this story. Moving into chapter 13, Jonas is receiving lots of memories from the Giver each day. Jonas learns about many different colors through memories. He wants his world to have those colors too. Jonas and the Giver discuss why their people do not see color anymore. What we read is an example of cause and effect. If people could see colors, they would choose an item based on the color. Consequently, people would need to make more choices: what to study, what job to take, who to marry, where to live. Jonas decides that this many choices is just not safe. Jonas watches a memory with an elephant. Some men kill the elephant and take its tusks. Another elephant comes and is upset to see the dead elephant. This dream is important because Jonas sees an actual elephant for the first time, sees that humans can be cruel, that living things can be killed, and learns what it means to mourn for somebody who has been killed, and that death can be sorrowful, or tragic, or sad. The Giver tells Jonas why their job exists, and why they are the ones holding all the memories. The elders, the community leaders, ask for advice when it is something they have never experienced before. At those times, the Giver is expected to use his memories to help give wise advice. Next, the Giver mentions the receiver before Jonas. When the last receiver failed, all her memories were given back to the community. The people suffered. The Giver calls the memories a burden. A burden is something we carry that feels heavy for our body or our mind. An example is a responsibility that is too much for one person. Next, we learn that some days Jonas goes to the Giver and finds the old man is in a lot of pain. The man will send Jonas away on those days. Sometimes Jonas will go watch the river at the edge of the community, and he thinks about what is beyond his community. One day, Jonas goes to the Giver, and the old man is in pain. Jonas offers to take the memory giving him pain. Jonas and the Giver get to experience things that nobody else in the community can imagine. However, this also means that they do not easily fit in the community anymore, and they do not feel like they belong. We can see Jonas does not belong through some examples of causes and effects happening in our story. One example of a cause is when Jonas put his hands on Asher's shoulders and concentrated, trying to make his friends see the color red. The effect of this is that Asher is uncomfortable. He moved away from Jonas's hands. It was extremely rude for one citizen to touch another outside of family units. Here's another. Jonas tried to make his sister and father remember elephants. He placed one hand on each of their shoulders. He tried to give each of them a piece of the being of an elephant. The effect is that Lily is uncomfortable. but neither Lily nor their father can remember elephants. We see the giver does not belong by drawing conclusions from some things that he says. Drawing conclusions means reading the text and then thinking, that must mean that... An example is, when asked about having a spouse, the giver says, Jonas can have a spouse, but I'll warn you that it will be difficult. There will be a whole part of your life which you won't be able to share with the family. It's hard, Jonas. When talking about Jonas's school teachers, the giver says they know nothing. They know their scientific facts. Everyone is well trained for his job, but without the memories, it's all meaningless. This must mean that the giver does not easily fit in this community anymore. From these details, we can conclude that the giver does not think he can connect with anybody else in the community. The only other person who might understand this soon will be Jonas. However, their connection will come at a cost. Stay tuned.